Welcome to Conversations. I'm Suresh Kochatal. Law, they say, is a detailed subject. Prosecution is a part of it. And of course, the police and other investigative agencies are another part of it. For a layman, all this happens or comes to realize only when he enters a courtroom or she enters a courtroom. Otherwise, nobody knows how the inner workings of all this happen. You see lawyers arguing cases in court, you see a prosecution, you see a defense, and when the final judgment comes out, you see both of them defending what they did or what they did not do in the court, or what went wrong or what went right. I have with me Padmarao Lakkaraju, General Secretary of All India Prosecutors Association. And he is also donning another hat which I'll come up with later. But right now, let me speak to him on the basic subject and then get into a very major international conference that is about to happen, which is the 12th Asia Pacific Regional Conference on International Association of Prosecutors, what is called IAP, which will be held on 11th to 13th in Delhi. That is next year, March. The question obviously is he's also the contact person for it, so we will ask him in more details about what exactly is happening there. Welcome to the show, sir.
Namaste.
Namaste. For a layman, a prosecutor is somebody who is also wearing a black robe in the court, as distinct from any other or as same as any other lawyer in the court. But the question obviously would be, what does the prosecutor do? What is his role in the court? When we say prosecutor, it obviously means he's prosecuting somebody. So where does the prosecutor's role come in the overall judicial framework?
In the layman's perspective, if I have to say, assuming that a person makes a report before the police that he is aggrieved of something, some crime has been done against him, the crime is definitely against the victim, but it doesn't stop there. It is against the state. So it is the job of the state to see that law and order and the rule of law are there in the place. So keeping this in mind, the prosecutor role comes where we call public prosecutor. He is called the Minister of Justice and he has to work in the interest of the public. So when a report comes to the police or some crime comes to the knowledge of the police, after completion of the investigation, if they find that somebody has committed a crime and there is a prima facie evidence to believe that, then they file something called a final report that is called charge sheet. Once this charge sheet is filed, it comes to the court and then the trial begins. When the trial begins, the prosecutor steps in and he will ensure that whatever the investigation that has been done, the evidences that are available, the recording of the statements are put before the court in a proper way so that it meets the ends of the justice, so that the judge can deliver his judgment after going through this. One way I can say that prosecutor is the person who carries the truth or the investigation from the investigation officer to the courtroom, acting as a bridge. He is the carrier of these facts to the court. That is what is the job of the prosecutor.
In fact, we'll take up this in detail in subsequent episodes because this is a huge subject.
Sure.
For a layman, what happens, like we saw in today newspapers, or regularly we see it when the Supreme Court or even the High Court pulls up and then discharges a person who's committed a rape or a murder, and especially of young children. And we feel very aggrieved that how can this happen? How can this be allowed to get away like this? There are a lot of lacuna that happens. We see that the police has manufactured evidence or police has not presented the case properly. The witnesses were all tutored. The evidences were compromised. A lot of things happened there. But we will take it up in detail in the subsequent editions. But coming to the subject that we're going to discuss today, and which is basically the two things. One is the international conference, the 12th Asia Pacific Conference of the International Association of Prosecutors. That will happen from 11th to 13th March in New Delhi. You as the contact person for that conference in Delhi, what are the steps? Today we are in October, first week, and we have about something like 4 months to do this. What are the preparations being undertaken now, sir?
Let me come to this topic before answering your first question, because having you raised it that regarding some acquittal and the court findings.
Correct. Please go ahead, sir.
Let me just I'll be very brief. A prosecutor has a power to withdraw the prosecution also.
Okay.
So that power, whether it has been exercised carefully or not, is one issue. Second thing is, while police doing the investigation, and when it there is no vetting by the prosecutor in all probability, because the prosecutor is the person who knows what the court expects and what kind of evidence that has to be put before the court.
Okay.
So this prosecutor is under dark till he gets a charge sheet where everything is done. So after that, for example, when the atta is bad, whichever the cake or the dough you make, it is going to get spoiled.
Correct.
So here, if the prosecutor is given an opportunity to check that and vet it and make it proper, and if you feel that he has involved himself in the investigation, you can give this case to other prosecutor, vetted by one prosecutor, and the doing the prosecution can be given by other prosecutor.
Okay.
Then the ends of the justice would be met. You ask a person who is not supposed to be legally literate. You can't expect police officer to have all the legal knowledge what the court expects. If that would have been the case, the recruitment also should have been followed by saying that they should be law graduates
Okay.
and experts in law. No, that is not the case. You did not ask them. So you are expecting a person to do something which he is not aware of, and now you want to blame him. Is also, I feel that it is not correct. So as you said, this is a very big topic which has to be debated at large. So we'll come to that later. Now coming to the 12th Asia Pacific Conference. This conference is happening first time in India with the International Association of Prosecutors. So the purpose of choosing New Delhi Bharat Mandapam is that Bharat Mandapam is totally built by our Bharatiya, and that reflects the culture of the India. The moment you enter Bharat Mandapam, you find a very big Nataraja Murti.
Correct.
What is Nataraja Murti? The 360 degrees. So it sparks an interest in any of these delegates to come and see what is this Nataraja Murti. And once you enter also, there are so many idols and all are placed which reflects our culture. So that's the reason we have chosen Bharat Mandapam as the main venue. It is one of the most expensive venue in New Delhi
Correct.
compared to that. So, but coming to the projecting of our Bharat, showcasing it to the world, these prices are just peanuts. They don't
Really.
value much. So that's the reason we have chosen, and Delhi being the capital of India. So this is what about the prosecutions conference. And you were asking about March, and you asked me how it would go. Because actually, this International Association of Prosecutors is a consultative body for the UN.
Okay.
So most of the protocols are fixed here. So there is nothing much that I'll have where I can change. So we have got certain timelines and deadlines for everything. So we already have a deadline, say for the month of August, that what should be the theme of this conference. So we have got a local organizing committee that we have constituted. So there are prosecutors from Madhya Pradesh, there are prosecutors from Telangana, and there are prosecutors from Delhi, like that, and Haryana, Uttarakhand. So with these people, Tamil Nadu, we have composed a local organizing committee, and I am the chair of that. So this committee, again, we have divided our responsibilities among them, some for logistics, some for accommodation, and some for the theme. So I'm thankful to that committee which has recommended the illegal immigration and prosecutors challenges, and in the era of artificial intelligence was a theme that has been chosen. Why this theme has been chosen after discussion is the persons, the countries which are the victims, many a times they are also the contributors.
Correct.
So now you take our country, India. India is the biggest victim of illegal migration.
True.
But we have certain cases where our people are getting illegally migrated into some other countries.
Yeah.
But the beauty of this government of India and India is when they have come back, when they are deported back, we welcomed them.
We didn't prosecute them.
We didn't, prosecution is separate. We did not say that they don't belong to our country.
Oh, that could have been done actually. Yeah.
We did not do. So we embraced them. That is, you come back. And the prosecution, whatever is there, whatever the offenses that they have done, that is separately will be taken care. But this gives a sense of relief and comfort to the country which has deported back. For example, you don't allow the flight to land here. What they can do? The same is a question here. But the neighboring countries which are doing that, they have to understand this concept. They have to go along with it. So for this, there was a bidding which happened in April in Argentina, and in that bidding, we have won. India has won to conduct this conference,
Okay.
and it's so surprisingly, and it's a very pleasant surprise. The Honorable Prime Minister of India in August 15th, he spoke about the same subject, that how it is changing the demographics.
Correct.
And second thing is that this illegal immigration is not a problem that is there today. It is a problem, and as well as a, you can say it's a kind of a coming to a rescue of somebody
Okay.
if it is legal. So I wanted to quote two examples here. One is, people ask me when I talk about this illegal immigration that they should be stopped. The question is, are you a human being or not? How you can be so inhuman? Somebody is suffering in their country, they want to come to your country, and you don't want to give them any relief for them. So, like refugees, why don't you allow them? This is the question that they ask me. So, I usually give this example of Jamnagar Raja. That is, in the time of Second World War, when the Polish people, they
Correct.
said that you go to any country wherever it is possible, but you save yourself. So they have put their women and children in the ship. One ship came to Jamnagar. Yes, they are in trouble. Women and children are there. We cannot refuse them. I'll show how human we are. Then the king welcomed them, and he has started schools. And he said, I am like your father. He gave the hospitals. Every care was taken. Once the World War is over, they left back. If this is the case, we don't have a problem. But you want to come here and ask for the rights, snatch my rights, and you want to dominate. This is not acceptable to our country.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
and as a matter of courtesy and gratitude, these Polish people in Warsaw, they have a street by the name of the
I
Jamnagar
remember
Raja,
this. Yes.
and also a school. We don't expect such kind of gratitude, because we say that if you give it with right hand, left hand should not know where, or other way around. So we are that like, but that this kind of courtesies and gratitude will strengthen the bond. So that is what I am looking at. So this message of what we have, this can be directly sent to the world through this conference regarding what is a refugee, who is a illegal immigrant, and who is, how they can come. So this is what our Indian message and knowledge, that Bharat always shares the knowledge. We want this to go to the world. So that's how this topic has been chosen.
Now, when you say the theme of the conference and in Delhi, this is not a huge conference of large number of people. This is a very, very elite, restricted crowd of under 200 people. They are the who is who of the prosecutor world across the countries. Can you take us through what will be the profile of the audience that will be there?
Usually, in any of the Asia Pacific, let me come here, we have two kinds of conferences conducted by the International Association of Prosecutors. One is the annual general conference, which will happen. The people from throughout the world will participate. So it happened in September 7th to 10th in Singapore, which I participated. We were about 500 prosecutors from about 98 or 100 countries. And we have regional conferences also. Now, this November, we are having in Camay Islands, the North American region
Okay.
conference. Likewise, we have Asia Pacific. So we fall under Asia Pacific region. So there are about 40 countries which are there in the Asia Pacific region. They would be participating, and the Europe conference, the regional conferences. So coming to Bharat, like most of the advocates will have a dream to visit Hague in their life, because the International Court of
Because
Justice is
justice
there.
is there.
So, and some people would like to visit US because they consider it is one of the richest country and most sought country. But people who are interested in heritage and who wants to know the history and who are passionate about the, what you call Sanatan Dharma, and what exactly it is, they would like to visit India. So usual crowd, even in Hong Kong last year regional conference that has happened, the participation would be from 20-25 countries, and some 40-50 delegates would come. But coming to India, the estimate is going from 75 to 100 from the foreign delegates, and who are, maybe it's not just restricted to Asia Pacific. We are expecting people from Europe,
Okay.
America, because they want to visit India, and even the Middle East, And somebody promised me that he's going to come, and he wants to be the first person to come also from Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
I'm very grateful to the Attorney General. Like that, the crowd could be more. And most of these people are in the rank of the prosecutors generals or deputy prosecutor generals. Most of them are very senior officers in their country
Okay.
who can take their message, and if any deliberations are there which are applicable to their country, they may recommend for its implementation also. So the India voice would be heard in the world through this conference.
So, in terms of participating in so many conferences which you have participated, you spoke about Singapore and other countries where you went. You also delivered some lectures in other places. So, during the theme of the conference for the 3 days, you will have different panel discussions, you will have different themes being debated, and of course, somebody like the Prime Minister may be expected to inaugurate the conference. What is it, the core plan? I know that you have not come up to the final plan, no, you have some way off before you reach March, but still, on a very, very rough basis, what are going to be the main discussion point based on the earlier conferences that you attended?
So, as I said, though I did not come up to the march, my protocols are fixed.
Okay.
So, the topics are also fixed.
Okay.
So, this is the main theme that we are doing it. And all the sub themes will be related to the main theme only.
Okay.
So, we have got 4 plenary sessions
Okay.
on the day one. First, it starts with the welcome reception. So, in welcome reception, we introduce ourselves. Registrations will take place from the morning, and will get dispersed. And next day morning, usually in any country, either the Prime Minister or the President would inaugurate that conference. And there would be 4 plenaries. And in each plenary, there are about 5 to 6 speakers. These speakers, actually, we give an advertisement. Our conference website is going to get aired from November 1st, in which we'll give a expression of interest for the call for speakers.
Okay.
So we get the people who are interested from these different countries and even from our country who wants to deliver these lecturers. And there is again a committee to vet these applications and the subject and the matter that they are going to speak about.
Okay.
And we would be finalizing about 20 to 25 speakers on day one and another 8 speakers on day two.
Okay.
So on the 30th or 12th March, full day that's open, and we'll have a conference dinner. And in all these dinners, we try to showcase our country culture. Like we have got the cultural performance of our country's arts, dances, and all these things. So every country would like to do their own contribution, showcase their pride
Okay.
there. And on the next day, the conference closes by 12 o'clock after 2 plenaries. Then there would be a cultural tour around
Delhi.
the place. So around New Delhi, that is what we are aspiring. So if we want to take them to the new parliament, which has been again constructed, it's a master brainchild of
Prime Minister.
Bharatiyas,
Yes, sir.
and particularly our Prime Minister of India, Honorable Prime Minister of India. So that is what we are doing it. And we have got Amrit Udyan will also be open in Delhi in that March season. It's a beautiful season. So we are planning even a tour to the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Then the conference ends there. And most of the people are requesting us, their interest is to go to Varanasi.
Okay.
Just I am checking up in case if I get right sponsorship, I want to take all these delegates to Varanasi and take them around, because it is considered as the oldest town on the universe. The ancient ones.
Civilizational
Yes, so
continuity.
that is what is I am looking at.
So, in terms of showcasing the country's culture is one thing, whereas when I look at how you're going to handle this entire justice collaboration, that's what it reads like. It showcases our country's commitment to global justice collaboration and its readiness to address the modern procedural challenges in an age defined by technology and mobility. Can you just expand on that, sir?
In one way, if you see that, as I told, I am the bridge who is going to carry this truth. The justice is delivered because of the prosecutor. A judge is a very neutral person. He'll decide on the material that is before him. So he will just see the veracity and he'll come to this thing. But who has to take this? So here, in some occasions, you can't differ between the prosecutor and the justice. Prosecutor is justice. He is the soul of the justice. So that is how, where I play my role. So what are the challenges that are there in this would be addressed by the prosecutor, because I'm the person who is carrying. If I am carrying the load, what difficulty I have in carrying the load, only I can explain.
True.
So that is what is going to be done with this system.
So this conference will actually look at also justice systems in other countries also, which you had addressed in earlier conferences also, and look at the best case methodologies that can be kind of used across the board.
Exactly. Because I cannot say whatever comes to my mind. It has to be within the framework,
Okay.
which should not be pressing someone to cross his limits.
Yeah.
So
Agree.
within that framework, what I can do, how do I overcome the challenges is the essence.
So, in terms of preparations, as you rightly said, that you're going to have this 175, 150 people that are going to be there. They're going to be the who is who of the prosecutor world. In terms of geographies, you also spoke about Europe also coming in, despite it being an Asia Pacific conference. The more important thing that I want to ask you is what will be the takeaways at the end of the conference? I know you're still far away from it, but at the end of it, is there a resolution that is passed, like a Delhi declaration or something, in which you carry forward this message saying this is what was discussed and this is what was agreed?
No, it's not exactly like any declaration of a plenary. It will not be. It may not be exactly the replica of that. But actually, what has been discussed, what have been there. For example, now I went to a conference and I have learned something there. Most of us, what we do is that we publish a report from the IAP about the deliberations, and whoever has said that would be circulated to almost all the governments.
Okay.
So that will spark some new ideas and spark inspiration to make any amendments or changes if required and suitable to them. So that's how it helps.
So, in terms of wishing you good luck and kind of very good conference, of course, we'll build it up as we get in the months to come. We will do more such sessions to understand from you. We'll speak to other prosecutors also and other senior officials of your organization in India about
Thank
what
you.
this conference is all about. We may do it in different languages also, so that it is not just English, it's also Telugu, Hindi, Tamil, and other languages which will also be kind of gone through. But when you look back and say, "Oh, we got this conference in India," how was that moment? I remember seeing one of those videos from you. The feeling that when New Delhi was selected, you said bid. Bid is not the right word, I feel so, because there's no financial commitment. But still, like an Olympics, we do that. But still, the thrill of getting to host that event in India. Do you think it was a recognition that India has arrived of age?
Here I have got, I'll be a little bit more elaborate here. In 2016, first time I had been to Ireland, and I was the only prosecutor that was representing at that time. So when it has come to what we have understood is that unless we become an organizational member or connected with it, there would not be much growth. So fortunately, the IAP president was very close to me personally. He's Mr. Hong. He's the chief prosecutor of South Korea, and as well, he's equal to a deputy minister of the country.
Okay.
So I requested him, why don't you come to India and see yourself? So he came all the way. And then he understood how our system works. Then he has given his consent for All India Prosecutors Association to become the organizational member. So along with me, my president, Mr. Mangalchand Meena, was there, and one Mr. Bhishpchand, he is from Himachal Pradesh, and one Jyoti Gupta from Madhya Pradesh has also come. So we all, and Premnath from Kerala. So he was also with us. So after a discussion, then in principle, they have taken a decision that All India Prosecutors Association can be the part of this International Association of Prosecutors. Then I have inked the agreement in Georgia in 2022. Then we have gone to the London conference. These prosecutors were five. So from
Okay.
Telangana, one Mr. Gopal has also come with me. And later we went to Azerbaijan. Again, the five people have come. So this is how our contribution and our voice is heard there. Now coming to Argentina, which I went in 2019. What exactly has happened there is in Argentina, the subject is the best suited for India, that is alternates to prosecution.
Okay.
The moment I say alternates to prosecution, even a kid in India can say Samadana Veda Dandopayal.
Correct.
So we directly don't go to Dandam. So what could be a better opportunity to tell the world what India has followed? And I did not want to go to the Manusmriti where everything is there. And prior to that, at least because they want some historical evidence that is to be there, I had to start from Chanakya. When I said that the law was codified in India at the time of Chanakya, they could not believe it. And the words of the Chanakya, where he says that You have to, the punishment should be such as if the bee sucks the nectar from the flower. It should not be too harsh or it should not be too lenient.
True.
So, and then I gave an example. I don't know whether you are aware or not. In some of the prisons, there is a lot of farming that is going on. If you take the Anantapur prison, if you go in summer, they sell the mangoes outside, which is farmed inside. You see, this is called re-engineering the criminals back into the system. The people were surprised.
Reformation.
Reformation. And second thing is, there are certain jails in which the person is allowed to do his business, like selling fruits in the daytime, working hour, and he has to come back to jail by 5 p.m.
Okay.
because his family has to survive. You see,
Open jails
right?
kind of
Open jail kind of a thing. This was the best platform I got to tell the world how India works,
Okay.
how broad-minded we are. So that gave me an opportunity. And coming to the recent ones, the Singapore, usually in some countries the prosecutors will have life threats. But in India, I find some prosecutors are having lifelong threats. So how I will tell you. And so is the case with some of the countries. After myself opening up in Singapore, many have said they are also facing the similar kind of problems. That lifelong threat is, you transfer him to some remote place, you give him 4 courts in charge without prosecutors, where one is a part of 50 kilometers from each other.
Okay.
So these kind of things that are there, that we have discussed in Singapore.
Okay.
So we decided that in Singapore that we'll come up with a toolkit for prosecutors, where we request all the countries to be signatories so that a uniform system would be followed.
Okay.
So this is kind of the advantage of an international conference.
Wonderful. I think where you're describing the entire thing makes it sound very easy, but I'm sure there is a lot of hard work that goes into
Yes.
setting up a conference of this nature. The 12th Asia Pacific Regional Conference of Prosecutors will be held in Delhi at the Bharat Mandapam from 11th to 13th March 2026. And it's an event that will be looked upon and looked down and looked up in various ways to understand how the system of prosecution works in different countries. There'll be a lot of exchanges, a lot of views that will go around, and definitely for an organization like yours, it'll be a great relevance to project India onto a world stage. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Mr. Padmarao
Thank you.
Lakkaraju.